Hey there folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host CDB or Chris, and today we're going to use an old school soap, Busta's Blend. This soap was made for my friend Busta, who I haven't heard from for a long time, but I'm going to call David Gonzalez, So Sharp David, because I think he talked to Busta, so I'm interested to see what that conversation was like. Anyway, Busta's Blend was made by Tim Soaps, no longer around, so there's no need to talk about price or anything like that. Just a citrusy scent, nice citrus. This is quite old, probably 4-5 years old. We're going to be using the PAA Rocket brush, and I've already got some whipped up there just to save a little time. We're going to be using the Gold Dollar, what is this, 200 with the Stallion Edge. Now, I've gone from yesterday using the Wade & Butcher super nice, elegant razor to the, sort of the bottom of the barrel, but I believe it will shave, and we shall see. And if you've been wanting to get into straight razor shaving, now's the time. Come on in and learn with me. This is a learning journey for me, so I hope you'll come and learn with me. If you like, there's not that many people that straight razor shave, and I'm getting tips from the best straight razor shavers in the world. So now's the time to watch these videos, learn from my mistakes, look at the comments below when people are giving me tips. And one of the things I want to mention here is that I'm making my lather a little bit wetter, and this is a very old soap. So if the lather doesn't look on point, it's no fault to the wonderful PAA Rocket. I love this brush, by the way. This is 26 millimeter. It feels really good in the hand, and I really like it. The soap still has good scent. It's the old Busta's Blend. If you know who Busta is, give me a hashtag Busta below in the comment when you make your comment, and I do appreciate and look forward to your comments, and I try to answer every single one. There were many years where I didn't, but I am doing that now, and I appreciate the comments. So I found it to be a fun experience. I saw, speaking of comments, yesterday I saw where Three Stooges, who's a regular, or was a regular viewer up until about a month ago, and then he disappeared. And I saw him again yesterday, and I was like, hey, what happened? And he said he had gotten very sick. It sounds to me like he might have had the Rona, based on his symptoms. And then there's another gent named That's Not My Name. I haven't seen him around for a while, so I hope he's doing well. And I do learn who's around and who's not, and sometimes when you're not there, I'm like, I wonder what happened to, this person or that person. Okay, let's dry the hands off completely, because we want to make sure we're not slipping and sliding with this Gold Dollar. And the Gold Dollar is a very, very inexpensive razor produced in China. It used to cause a ruckus in the shaving community because there were people who just did not like the fact that these were being sold as sort of first, razors for people at very affordable prices. And so it really, was not going over well. And it used to cause a complete ruckus. Let's see, how can we stretch there a little better? Now it's not so bad. People don't argue. They realize that really this razor's place is, for people to practice honing on, because it's very inexpensive. And it will shave. I mean, the edge on this is shaving, in my opinion, quite well. Must say, I do like the Stallion Edge. So Stallion, good job on the edge here. Try not to cut my goatee off there. Been getting some very good tips from folks watching these videos, so thank you very much. I do appreciate your kind tips. It is certainly helpful because, again, we're learning here. And so we're going to need a lot of help from the viewers. And no, I'm not abandoning DE shaving. If you're wondering, I'm just learning a new style of shaving and putting another sort of level of shaving in my shaving arsenal, so to speak. And I hope some of you will perhaps join me and maybe take on learning this style of shaving too. It's fun to do it together. That way we can sort of, you can share your stories below and tell me how it's going for you. And of course, you're seeing how it's going for me. Best case, again, would be not to do this on video, but I want to be able to go back a year from now and let's do some. A year from now and, sort of look back and go, oh yeah, we really learned a lot and we got a lot better. Hopefully I get better. That's the goal anyway. All right, and there's pass one. One thing that I would, and I'm a novice, but I can tell you this from my experience. One of the most dangerous times for a straight razor shaver is just putting the blade to your face. You have to be cognizant of handling the razor and when you put it to your face. I've cut myself the most times, and keep in mind, I did try straight razor shaving probably 7 years ago-ish. And back then, I used some shavettes and straights, and I cut myself with the shavettes. And most times, it was when I was putting the razor to my face, just being careless, or coming in at too steep an angle. And so my advice, being an absolute novice, is if you are to take this on, like I am, try to be mindful of bringing the razor to your face and not being too steep on your angle, because it is not like DE shaving. DE shaving, regardless of I don't care what razor you use, the most aggressive DE razor is just, in my opinion, now granted I'm quite experienced at it, far easier to use than straight razors in every regard. And so you tend to get cavalier because you know what you can get away with. But with an open blade, you just have to be more careful. And that's all there is to it. But I have not given up DE shaving, and you will be seeing some DE shaves on the channel. So have no fear. I will be doing a live DE shave Saturday coming. So I hope you will stay tuned for that. Let's get a little tighter up on the razor here. Give me a little better control, hopefully. There's a slight point on the end of that, where that edge comes together, where he's had to shape it. So I'm trying to avoid cutting myself with that. I tell you what I need right now is some water in my lather. You can tell it's not quite slick enough. So I'm gonna add some water there. Sometimes it's hard for me just to get it started, get the blade moving. Once you get it moving, it seems to go a little easier, but sometimes, especially on those upward passes, it's a little bit difficult to get started, I think. At least that's me. There we go. A little better. A little better. Again, I want to mention that if you've just happened along this channel, I'm not an avid straight razor shaver. So please keep that in mind. My technique is not the one to emulate. I'm just going to come across a little bit here. Just trying to line this up a little bit. Handle's getting in my way. Okay, let's wipe that off, and then we'll go with our left hand. And here's where it tends to get for me a little bit touchy. But there are shavers. Someone was sending me a link. Might be Maddie, if I recall. There are shavers that use their dominant hand for the entire shave. I'm trying to learn with both hands. As best I can. So we definitely got more moisture in our lather there. I can see it falling off the razor. But it's needed, so that's no problem. Okay. I'm wiping off a razor now and then to get it sort of cleaned up as much as I can. I want to be very ginger over that spot right there. That's where I got myself the other day. So I'm not going to go, maybe very lightly. What I don't want to do there is go over that spot. I'm going to actually call that, because if I go over that too much, I might open that little cut up and it's not going to do anybody any good. So let me wipe this off, set it aside, close the razor up and set it down. You don't want to leave it open, laying around. And then we're going to just relather and clean it up with the DE or leaf. I want to thank everybody again for being patient. And I'm not apologizing. The stallion said, don't apologize to your audience, you're learning. And I'm not apologizing. I just want to thank you for sticking around and learning with me. I realize that when you have to focus, I try to keep it moving in my DE videos, and I'm able to talk, because honestly, at this point, DE shaving is mindless for me, in that what I mean is I really don't have to focus. It just, it's pretty much autopilot. Straight razor shaving is simply not that. So we have to focus. And when I first started DE shaving, it took time before I could, before it became natural and you develop muscle memory and so on and so forth. And especially while I have this little cut, I need to make sure I'm very careful around that. So I let it heal. And then we can do a little more work in that area. But my goal now is just to develop comfort, confidence, and just try to get comfortable. And I will say the edge on the gold dollar worked just fine. So if you didn't think it was cutting well, that's me. It's not the razor. The edge was just fine. So again, I want to mention what the stallion had mentioned in his video, and I mentioned yesterday. If you're used to a machine edge that's super sharp, super refined, straight razors, with the man-made or man-produced edge, are probably not going to feel similar to like a Feather SS if you're using a shavette. They're going to be that blade is much thinner at its, the point where the blade does the cutting. And it's a different feeling from straights. So straights can feel a little bit tuggy, although I will say the Stallion edges, the two that I've used, they felt pretty sharp to me. The Dovo that I have, I might have to send the Stallion to hone because it feels a little more. I'll use it again and see now that I have something to compare it to. Okay, here's the twig. Now I'm told, I did get a little weeper there, but that's no biggie. I just got that with the leaf actually, somehow. Or it was a creeper. I don't know. No biggie though. Anyway, I'm told this no longer comes with the leaf, but they are developing a metal version. Someone mentioned that in the comments that it doesn't come with the leaf anymore. So it used to come with it. It was in beta, at the time. Okay. Looks like we are good to go here. We did okay today. Nothing, no major problems. And honestly, that's the goal. My bar is a little bit lower for straight shaving. For DE, I want perfection. I want no creepers, sweepers, cuts, irritation, bubbles, troubles. For straights, I'll be happy if I don't sustain any cuts. You have to set your goals. I want achievable goals. Anyway, let me rinse and we'll be right back. Stay tuned. And all right, we're back with our Lancaster Razorworks towel, which I love. And I'm sure more will be made, so don't worry if you've missed the first or the last few batches. Like I said in previous videos, it's no longer a secret and it's known, so I would expect them to sell out for a while. But believe me, he's going to keep making them, or at least he's indicated to me that he is. Let's throw on some Humphreys Witch Hazel that is labeled cucumber melon, but it doesn't smell like. Most people, when they think of cucumber melon, they think of a rather sweet scent. This is not that. Doesn't smell very good in my opinion. I would go with Thayer's over Humphreys. That's just my feeling. Okay, what did we use today? We used the old school, if I don't knock everything over, Busta's blend, which is no longer available, made 4 or 5 years ago. I love Busta. Busta, if you're out there, I love you, man. I hope to see you back someday. You all show some love for Busta in the comments below, if you would. We used the Stallion Honed Gold Dollar, which is very sharp, good edge. A gold dollar will shave, there's no question about it. It worked for me. Granted, I'm a novice, but it cuts. It cuts. My hesitancy has nothing to do with the edge. It's just me trying to get comfortable. It will cut, believe me. Okay, we used also the PAA Rocket, which I love. This is a terrific brush from PAA. Not very expensive, like $15.99 or $14.99. I don't remember, but it's quite good. I like it a lot. And we're going to finish off with just an old school aftershave. But I'll mention we finished up with the leaf and the twig. We're going to finish up with some lime sec today. And this will be fantastic. By the way, thanks for the folks who attended the live last night. And there will be another live on the date this video airs, which I don't know what the date is. But anyway, 20-something of April. I'll annotate it at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, United States. So come and check us out and join us. And we're going to have a live shave, DE shave. So don't worry. We're not going to kick our DEs to the curb. We're just adding some ammunition to our shaving arsenal. Let's put it that way. Thanks, everyone, for joining me once again. I really appreciate it. I can't thank you enough. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, because when we hit 5,000, we have a big giveaway in store. So I want to thank you once again. I want to remind you, it's your shave, do it your way. And of course, God bless.